Hello everyone, welcome to Yoga Upload. I'm Maris Aylward. Today's video is a tutorial on wheel pose, Urdvha Dhanurasana. We'll talk about alignment tips, how to get into the pose safely, and also what are the other yoga postures we can do to help prepare the body for this deep back bend. That's coming up next. A few weeks ago, I shared this on my Facebook page. This is a blog post from Jason Crandell. He is one of my favorite yoga teachers. And here he goes through the steps in approaching wheel pose. Also, what are the poses that you can do to prepare the body. And he goes into much more detail in this article about what we're actually doing in the pose. What are the muscles that we're stretching and strengthening. So if you're interested in checking out his article, it's very, very helpful. I'll put a link to that in the description box below and also a link to his website. First thing we're going to do today is to just quickly go through some poses that will prepare the body for wheel pose. The key parts of the body to warm up before your wheel pose are your hip flexors and your quads. Go through some low lunge salutations or practice a low lunge series, your Anjaneyasana. Gently press the hips forward and really feel that lengthening in the front of your hip and your thigh. Also helpful is a low lunge quad stretch. Focus on pointing your tailbone down towards the floor and pulling your low belly in to really get into the quads. And also Supta Virasana or reclining hero pose. Be especially careful with your knees in your Supta Virasana, and you don't have to go all the way down if that doesn't feel good on the knees. Now we also need to warm up the spine and open the front of the body, the chest, the shoulders, and the abdominals. So do a series of back bends on your belly. Try your cobra pose. This is great for stretching the front and also strengthening the back muscles, your spinal muscles. Bow pose is also great for this. And of course, your bridge pose. And this is often the case if you're in yoga class, you practice your bridge pose before you practice your wheel pose. Now we also need a degree of shoulder mobility in order to practice wheel pose. So try some shoulder opening postures like your Garudasana or eagle pose. And your Gomukhasana or cow face arms. After you warm up the body and do your prep poses, we're ready to approach wheel pose. So the way we'll do this is to get into like a bridge preparation first, because that helps a lot in setting up for your wheel. All right? So as in your bridge, the feet are planted firmly, hip distance apart. All your toes are facing forward, your knees are facing forward. We'll try it now. So I'm going to roll down. Really press the feet firmly to the floor. That's your foundation. And we'll try our bridge, half bridge here. Now press the feet down and lift your hips up. Now I see this a lot in my students. There's a tendency for the knees to splay out to the sides when they come up in their bridge. So make sure the thighs are parallel, knees are pointing straight forward. And the way to ensure the thighs are parallel is to lightly engage your glutes and activate the hamstrings. Now, note, let me come down. Note here is we're not overly clenching or gripping our glutes. They're just lightly activated and they're not completely relaxed either. So just find that medium there, light activation of your glutes. Try it again. Press the feet down and lift the hips up. Alright, so glutes slightly engaged, hamstrings are activated, knees are pointing straight forward. Now think of pointing your tailbone towards your knees, right? Think of pointing your tailbone towards your knees, pulling the low belly in, drawing the hip points up towards your chest. And that's your prep for bridge, and that's also your prep for wheel pose for the lower body, right? So feel a nice opening in the front here, hip flexors and the quads. All right, now we'll lower down. Sorry about the barking dog. I can't control the environment. All right, we'll prepare the upper body now for your wheel. We'll set it up. Bring your palms by your ears with your fingertips facing the shoulders, and you should be able to see your elbows there from your peripheral vision. Make sure they're not splayed out to the side and they're not too close together. They're going to be about shoulder distance apart. And foundation is important to your feet and your hands in this case. Really spread the fingers nice and wide and actively plant your palms to the floor. Take a deep breath in, prepare. You can do this, and on your exhale, press the feet and the hands down to help lift you up. And again, be aware of those alignment points we just went through. Toes pointing forward, thighs are parallel, glutes are lightly engaged. Feel the nice opening, the nice stretch in the front of the body, the chest, the shoulders. Your head is just completely relaxed here. Big stretch in the abdominals too. Keep your breath going. Right, now whenever you're ready to release, this is how I like to come out of the pose. Tuck your chin in first. So it's the back of your head that lands and not your crown. That way you don't compress your neck. So back of the head lands first. Now really take your time here to roll down the spine. Upper back, mid back. Your tailbone comes down last. A nice massage there in your spine. Relax your arms by your sides. And here you can do several things. You might do some windshield wipers. Bring your feet to the edges of your mat. Inner thighs close together. And just start to move the legs side to side. Then come back to the center and bring the knees into the chest. Wrap your arms over the legs. Just relish in the effects of your very deep back bend wheel pose, Urdhva Dhanurasana. I hope that was helpful to you in your practice of wheel pose. If you have any questions, make sure to write that in the comments section below. And also, if you want a tutorial in the earlier prep poses that we did, make sure to let me know as well. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you next time. Namaste.